Galadima says Abacha stashed billions of dollars abroad to save Nigeria from sanction. Galadima was the Director General, National Maritime Authority during Abacha's regime. Buba Galadima, a former ally of President Muhammadu Buhari, has said that the billions of dollars the late head of state, General Sani Abacha, stashed in foreign banks were not looted. Galadima, in an interview with The Nation newspaper, said Abacha saved the monies abroad to save the country from an impending U.S. sanction during his administration. The 72-year-old politician, who was the Director General, National Maritime Authority during Abacha's regime, said the late head of state was advised by the then president of Iraq, Saddam Hussein, and his counterparts in Libya, Muammar Gaddafi, to save the monies in foreign banks. He said, "I have a completely different idea about what you called Abacha loot. I know as a fact that at that time Abacha, with knowledge of key members of his government who knew about this money being stacked out, he was rightly advised by some of his colleague presidents around the world. Saddam Hussein was one of them. Muammar Gaddafi was one of them. They advised him that there was the likelihood that the US could sanction Nigeria, and as such, he should save money outside that could last the country at least 6 months. Even Nigeria's account was blocked by the US, there won't be panic. I was a key figure in that government. I was one of the so-called Abacha boys, if you must know. I was the Director General, National Maritime Authority, whereby export and import to Nigeria, including crude, were directly coming under my desk. So I'm in a position to talk about Abacha and the so-called loot." Galadima, however, maintained that those who believe Abacha was a monster are ignorant. General Sani Abacha ruled Nigeria between 1993 and 1998, but since 1999, Nigeria has been receiving some of the monies he stashed abroad. On Monday, May 4th, 2020, the Nigerian government received a sum of $311 million looted from the country's treasury during the military regime of late head of state. 3 days after, the United States Embassy in Nigeria revealed that there was another $319 million, which is equivalent to 121 billion naira, stolen by the late head of state, General Sani Abacha, in the United Kingdom and France. It would be recalled that in April 2018, the federal government announced the receipt of the $322 million from the Swiss government as part of the looted funds. Switzerland said in return it returned all the money kept in the country by the late dictator with $1.5 million interest. Nigerians, you can hear this again. This is a submission of Buba Galadima, and he has already told us his role, the role he played during that time, and he said he could be referred to as one of Abacha boys. I don't know whether this statement or this submission from this man, whether it's making sense to you, to me, because it's not really making sense to me. Of course, that time it was a military era. I don't think there was nothing like a democracy. Maybe before you do anything, you have to inform so and so. You know, it was just like you can do. Of course, it was a dictatorship system of government at that time, so they could do and undo. They know themselves. They know. No wonder Buhari is always coming out to say, "Oh, Abacha did not steal. Abacha did not loot." Then he said other presidents from other countries were advising him, or they advised him to go and stash the money there to avoid sanction. I don't just understand. And if really it was supposed to be a well documented this thing, because if really that he did not steal the money, it would have been well documented. It would have been, they would have put it in writing. Of course, as a government, for the fact that it was a military era, that they don't even inform, or they didn't, or the normal thing is that nobody tells anybody, or just to call people, let us do this, or what do you think? Maybe it was a so his sole decision that he took by himself, and few people knew about it. But was it really documented well? Because if it was really well documented, of course, it's supposed to be something that those who are in government supposed to know. People will not be saying, "Oh, it was a stolen money. It was not a stolen money," and that's why I say it is not really, to me. It's not really making sense to me. Because all this, why is it that those who really worked with him, why are they not coming out to say yes? Oh, it was a unanimous decision for us to start this money there, and just few people knew about it, and I don't know why. Because they want to sanction or to avoid sanction, so you have to put the money there. Of course, maybe it might not be making sense to me. It might make sense to you, but we would like you to tell us what you think or what you understand by this statement coming out from this Buba Galadima. Whether it makes sense to you, let us know, because nobody knows it all. But to me, ordinarily, I don't just understand what they are trying to change the narratives. Because I could remember when this money, the one that came from the US, when it came sometime 2 weeks ago, AGF, Attorney General of the Federation, Malami, came out and said, "Oh, Nigeria asset." And when people started throwing it back at him, that how can you say it's an asset, that it was a stolen money, then he had to reverse it again and began to say, yes, because now it has now become Nigeria asset. So that's why he's referring to it as an asset to him. So they're just twisting it. So you want to tell me at that level, it does not know what it meant, what a asset and looted fund, the difference between the two. And now Galadima is telling us that the friends or the other presidents from other countries, which he mentioned their name, advised him to do that. And like I said, to me, it's not making sense to me. That's just the way it is. So we should not clap for ABACHA now that, oh, he saved the money for us. If really he saved the money for us, whether it was a plan or it was a bargain, then why would the other countries be giving us condition on how to spend the money? So does it mean, of course, a lot of people know a lot of things in this country they will not want to say, because Obasanjo maybe would have been be able to tell us what it means, what the reason why it was done like that, because it was after the whole thing. That was when Obasanjo came in, when we started this democracy. But at the end of the day, we found out that even the so-called people who are talking about democracy that are not even military people, they are even worse than the military people. They are even worse than the military regime, because a lot of people are just kind of fed up that this thing is even better off. The regime of the military was even better off compared to what we are saying now. They are even worse, because they just want to do things in a way that nobody will ask questions. A lot of people, individuals that have been made through illicit money, through the sweat of the people's money. People are there languishing in poverty, wallowing in poverty, and they don't care. And that's why some people just be frustrated and say, let's even go back to regime, the military regime. So I don't know what you think. Like I said, to me, it's not making sense to me. Now we should clap for Abacha now. He didn't steal the money, and it's not coming out. But of course, they know themselves now. That's why this country is something. Honestly, it is something else. The more you look, the less you see. The more you hear this kind of a thing, the more you get hurt. The more you feel pained within you. That what kind of conspiracy is this? With all the money, nobody will think on how to do the right thing. It was not as if there was no money then, and even that time they could not, no infrastructure in place. What kind of a people are this? Whether military, whether democracy, or people democratically elected people, yet nobody is talking about anything. No electricity. You can imagine that kind of money that time that they would have used to do something tangible. They would have been able to fix the system. Infrastructure would have been top notch. But what are we seeing today? Nothing. Even up to now, nothing is still happening. Just moving around circles. Some people will now ask questions. Who do Nigeria? Who do us? What kind of a people are we? Someone says this old fool is supposed to be thrown into prison and throw the keys into the ocean. For this man to come out, in my opinion, that's what somebody is saying, because it's not making sense to this particular person too. If really what this man is saying, because he's coming out to the public to say what he knows and the way the whole thing really went, I think he was not the only person at that time. Let them begin to come out and tell us what they know. Because like what I always say is that I don't usually, wave things up. Let us, because people were there. It didn't work in isolation, and that was how they got to know that, oh, some monies were stashed in some other countries. Let them come and tell us. Let them come and debunk what this man is saying. Let them come and argue what this man is saying. Of course, a few days to come, you begin to hear a lot of revelations, a lot of things to begin to come up with this statement that this man has made. So let us wait and hear and know. People will know better. whether to debunk what this man is saying or to tell us to believe what he's saying. Definitely we'll get to know. That's why we don't even need to start waving it off. Oh, let them go and sit down, let him go and sit down, and all of that. Let them tell us what they know. And since then, no meaningful development has taken place in this country. Poverty is just ravaging everybody. Someone said this co-criminal Uba Galadima is a criminal associate of Sani Abacha. Is why he's saying what he's saying. I don't know if Sani Abacha is not dead. Nigeria government will not get all this money refunded to the government. I am sure that this so-called criminal don't know when and where Sani Abacha kept all this looted funds when Sani Abacha was living. Someone say liars. Kai, shut up, liars. Okay, stupid talk from this old brain. You are part of Nigeria problem. You knew everything and you never make mention of it. If not now, why are these people like this? Not looking okay. Let's work together. Call this Nigeria private foreign account. Nothing we are not going to be hearing in this country. What have they used the money for? Someone says, imagine the mind of criminals. Why didn't he save it in Nigeria, or better see in federation accounts? Educate the ignorance. Someone says, educate the ignorance. Okay. This story sounds credible as I have heard it several times and it made sense. In how many words and lives were Abacha going to spend that money and be free? I'm happy, man, and be a happy man. Okay, this homeless man should just shut up. This is a joke. So guys, if you know anything concerning what this man is saying, please let us know from the comment section, because this thing is really unbelievable to me and it's not making sense to me. Let us hear your opinion concerning this issue. Thank you.